This morning, I downgraded the realm to this a little bigger, version 9.3.2. So we see here in the version history, well, once I sign in, we see that once in the version history, that this realm at one point was on 9.3.1. Then I upgraded it to 9.3.2, simply because I wanted to illustrate from 9.3.2 to 9.3.3, and now it's back to 9.3.2, so we can practice upgrading again. So we want to upgrade to 9.3.3. Here we are at our home directory. What should I do? Note that here are the release notes, again, 9.3.2.
Is it under configuration?
What am I going to find there?
Is it under advanced tools?
Yes, it is. So this shows us our version history. Now what?
Upgrade PanFS.
All right. So this has to do with the downgrade. So here's our current version, 9.3.2. Just scroll down, and I'm going to delete this because we wouldn't ordinarily have it. Okay. So we want to upgrade to what?
9.3.3.
Right. So what should I do?
Well, I guess in this case, you're going to click download.
Yeah, you couldn't do that, but you would download it and put it somewhere and enter it here. So put it somewhere where the realm could reach it, put it here. But if your realm was connected to the internet, you're just going to go download. And there we go. The download server is several miles away here in Pittsburgh. It has reasonable networking, but the networking from the jailed demo environment to the outside world, it's not jailed right this minute, is a 1 gig cable, so it's particularly slow. All of Upgrade keeps refreshing this browser. And you see it tries to reload the mConsole IP, which is inaccessible to me because of, the jailed environment. So we're on this IPIPA address, so it keeps trying to load the other address. So I need to do this again. Advanced Tools, PanFS, and it's still downloading. You would probably have a little bit faster download, but this all does depend on the WAN. It's in your case, you'd be getting it from Pittsburgh, and for a case of Saudi Arabia, it would even be slower because it's going halfway across, well, a third of the way across the world. Note that it's saying began downloading the software image directly from Panasas, getting it from the download server. Making a little progress, inching along. But you got a little flashing light here, so you know that the GUI is actually doing something. A better way of knowing that it's doing something is the fact that it's continually refreshing. Ah, here we go. So this is where it started downloading. It took 4 minutes. And it says it's verifying the software, it's validating the software. This is basically checking to make sure it came from Panasas. It's looking for the signatures, it's checking the manifest, and now it's saying it's success. Okay. Now what do we do?
Now we want to distribute it.
Yes. By the way, all these versions show because we are directly connected to the download server. If your realm could not reach the download server, it would only show the releases that are on the mConsole node, and it wouldn't have any of this version information. So yes, we're going to distribute this. And here we go. We got a blinking light. And I'm going to click this distribution details. I can also get it right there. And you can see that we've got nice little animations of, we've got everything's cute. If we had a very large realm, then there may be things that wouldn't be cute. So we're already distributing from our main mConsole director to the other two directors. Succeeded. I mean, I think that meant that it distributed to itself, which means it basically copied the image from one place to another in its installation folder, in its images folders. Nothing's failed, nothing's canceled. We have 23 eligible nodes. I mean, this is difficult. I mean, it went right from distributing to those to it's all done. So we have 23 successful. Note that this changed a little bit. This redistribute column wasn't there. And if we just, if for some reason this had failed, or we replaced a node, or the redistribute to selected somehow wasn't appropriate, we could just redistribute. It would in fact only distribute it to the nodes that wouldn't have. Okay, so let's go back to, what do we do next? I'll ask you.
So go back to upgrade PanFS.
Sorry, I'm going to go back to upgrade PanFS. And here's, you can see that we're going to show the last 200. You can see that it's very, very wordy. Okay. We're queuing this. We're delivering this. You can see that even here a storage node is distributing. That's why it finishes so fast. That once it gets a few, then we're doing this massively in parallel. And then finally completed the software distribution to 23 nodes. Okay. Now what do we do?
Install.
Install. Okay, so it says, make sure that we can see this. So install. This action will cause your system to go offline and then be rebooted. By the way, I'm going to start a, are you sure you want to begin the installation? So I'm going to click OK. And here we get a little blinking light. And it says began the install. Note that the realm is still online. Progress is 0%, 0%. Upgrading the system from 9.3.2 and that build number. To this other version. It says software upgrade entered the unpackaging and validation stage. By the way, while we did that, I just did an ls-l on a directory and it did complete. None of the nodes have finished this yet. Because if they would, we would be seeing lots of events here. Ah, look, see, lots of all the ASFs. Well, a variety have finished it. ASDs, the ASFs. We haven't heard from any of the ASU nodes yet. Ah, look, now we've got a warning. So it's only saying 11%, but all of them have completed this. It says software upgrade offlining the system. And we knew that because right away when I refreshed this because of what? This yellow triangle, right? I mean, the warning could have been for something else. But in the context of upgrade, this is really the only thing that it could have been. See, all the ASU nodes came in all about the same time. You see me toggling between last 200 and last 5. This is one of the old style alert pages. Out. See, it jumped to 75, and there was a cancel button before, but now there isn't. Here's the final installation. Look at here. This is a console to the director. It's starting its reboot. This is NVIDIA teardown. It's a little bit larger. The M console process is probably shut down, but we still have our GUI here. You notice that it was timing out just about every few seconds before. Now it's not, because M console is not sitting there and restarting the pages. This is all part of the preparation for reboot in FreeBSD. Now, if I touched another page, we'd get the timeout. But let's just see if I don't touch anything, if this restarts.
So what are you SSH'd into?
I'm sorry?
What are you pinging at the moment?
That's a console to the director.
So that's the.
Yeah, now it is actually rebooting. Hang on 1 second. I want to grab this. I didn't get it before. Here is the console. You see, I mean, it is flat down. I mean, this is well, it's the IPMI interface, and that's not a console, but it is showing the boot screen. No, I'm sorry, it's not. This is IPMI. This is a console.
So this is not PuTTY.
No, well, it is PuTTY, but it's PuTTY onto an IPMI session.
Oh, okay.
Basically, this is a PuTTY session. I had run IPMI tool, LAN plus, admin, host, and then the IPMI for that, and Sol activate to open that. At that point, it is a console. See, we're still sitting there beating because the browser has not noticed that mConsole is not there. Okay, now it's booting. This is all FreeBSD stuff. It's found the NVDIM. If anything else happens interesting there, we'll look at it. It's up. And it's not completely done, so I'm going to tell. This is very, very, oh, M console is up because the volume services are coming up. I know M console is up because I saw messages from M server, which is the underlying process. The GUI is sitting there still patiently going, look, okay. So now the browser has noticed that M console is not there. Let's just see if it restarts itself. We know the OSDs are not up because it says that it can't list the root volume, which is not at all unusual. I'll go ahead and reload the page because I know that M console is up. Well, hang on, let's just see. Looky here, we're back on 933. Had I opened this a little earlier, I would look, we got a critical error. Used to, the realm would be kept offline until the upgrade completed. Under 9, it actually comes online as soon as the upgrade after reboot, and it's saying, where are my OSDs? Which is not a problem. Let's go to advanced tools. No, stop it. Version history, look, from 9.3.3 back to 9.3.2, now again to 9.3.3, upgrade PanFS. And it says that it actually did away with a few of the notifications. Hardware. This is expected. You see all these nasty things? I've got, you can see that all of these are yellow. Because there's warnings. Hey, let's go look at oh, look. Now stuff is coming online. And now everything is online. And so we've got all these entries. Well, got 2 nodes that are still offline. Let's see. There they are. So I don't see that down here. And we can't clear that. What's the deal in console? Let's go ahead and see what all these information items are. And I do not know why it's saying that our firewall is offline. I mean, that's kind of silly. But okay, well, clear that. And we're gonna, here's all our volumes coming online. So you note that the realm is now green. So mConsole reconciled its warnings with reality here online. Gotta select all. Select all. Now let's say we don't want to select them all. We'll deselect all, but we'll select all again. And clear selected warnings. And all we have is that I logged in and this booted, and we can clear those too. So let's go back to the advanced tools, upgrade PanFS. And this is still a little bit off. mConsole really stops tracking these. And now we see all these versions. Check our hardware. There's all the alerts self-cleared. I cleared the information items, but all those cleared up. Let's check. We know that there's no warnings because the realm is green. But if we wanted to check a place to see where all alerts might be, where would we go here?
Status and reports.
That's right. And this is the system at a glance. And there's no separate items because everything's all right. And we just have performance statistics. All right, so let's talk about the agenda for the rest of the day. Reconstruction is basically a 2-hour topic, and I've tried to cut it down, and I'm not quite sure how I want to do that. So what I think I'm going to do is just throw something into reconstruction and talk about it. We're going to talk about drain. We're going to talk about volume services. Again, all those are drain is simple, but my slides are really, really large, and they need to be cut down for this course, but I wasn't sure what to cut. So I figured we'd talk about it, and then I'd cut the slides to show what we talked about. We've got about an hour presentation on replacing hardware. We've got a little bit of talking about capacity balancing, and then I want to do a section about working with technical support. So does it sound good to y'all to just go into reconstruction? You want to jump ahead to replacing hardware, or what would you like to do?
Okay. We'll leave it up to you.
Okay, I'll tell you what, it's a little early for our break, but it would be kind of convenient. So let's do that. When we come back,